Hey guys, welcome to my video. You'll see 3 full games from now on, and this is starting at Castle. I've fast forwarded the part where I'm not in Titan, and I have 3 games in this video because a lot of people have said acquiring Titan, acquiring Platinum takes a long time, and even if you purchase it, it's pretty expensive. It's very expensive content, so it's best to know how they are in different maps. That's why I have three games in this video. Now I fast forwarded this part here, and I should be dropping into Titan now. And so this is TSAR and Rupture, and I have 3 maxed Antimatter, and wow, it's brutal. Obviously the Dragoon version does counter this, but 2 alpha weapons, every 5 seconds it reloads, and that thing does a lot of damage. And plus on top of that, it has splash damage, so it's something that you would look at if you're playing clan battles and if your team is running Ming. I think if I was competing, I would want one of this to counter enemies Arthur. Maybe not too much. Have a Dragoon version of the Ming protect this build against other Dragoon version of Ming. I mean, that's how I would have it. But for just solo plays, oh man, this thing just wrecks everything. Because how powerful they are, I kind of think that in solo play, maybe Titan use should be a little bit prohibited. Considering how unnecessarily powerful Titan can be, I think the Titan gauge, especially for during the solo play, I think it should have like a longer gauge or be limited somehow, or randomly select maybe 2 to 3 guys that can use Titan, or I don't know, there probably might be better ways to handle. But yeah, obviously, as you guys can see, it's extremely powerful. If you're having trouble taking down Arthur, and if your resources, I guess, allows, and if you're willing to go this far to acquire Titan, this is definitely like Arthur killer for sure, because the splash damage does bypass its shield, and it just melts the Arthur. The firepower on this is pretty insane. Once Titans are maxed, a lot of people normally say the Aljun is like a counter to it. You could take 2 Aljuns like this, and because you can heal. Now there are times like this where I face, whoa, this guy's hybrid. This guy has the Dragoon beta weapon, and I think this guy has the Columbus Alpha weapon. And as you guys will see in the video time to time, where I would engage on other Titans, the current Titan that I'm running has 3 max Antimatter modules on it. So that's the whole point of this video. So the firepower is really overwhelming over even the same builds. So I would soon chase after this Ming, and it does a lot of damage to this Ming. The Arthur does take a while to kill, to be honest. I think it takes a while to take down the Arthur regardless of what you are running, but I think this build here is the strongest against the Arthur. The Dragoon version of the Ming does counter this, as I said before, so always keep that in mind. And also keep in mind that most people, especially on the iOS, that have acquired the Ming and have leveled it up, most people in that category are running the Dragoon version of the Ming, so keep that in mind. Although I have took down 2 Aljuns early in the video, I must say that when I'm in danger in this build, it's usually caused by multiple Aljuns attacking me at the same time. So if you are playing solo games and if you see this build, And if you see another out June, go for this this Titan Ming. In general, I would actually help out if you're in Ming, because that is really efficient way to take this down. And another one obviously is the Dragoon version of Ming. And you guys, as you guys can see, what is taking me down is these 3 Junes working together as a team to take me down. So to enemy team, really well done. Going for this build. You guys were probably super annoyed already from me using this build. Sorry about being annoying, but I was really showcasing it for the video. But yeah, definitely if you see other out Junes, go for Ming. Please, if you're in an out June, attack together. That's the only way really to take down the Ming. Oh, and another problem that I ran into while I was running the Ming was having well piloted Loki out there. Man, because it has unlimited stealth in its stealth mode, Loki would out beacon us. And obviously Titans don't have quantum radar, so that is the problem the Ming kind of gets. Usually the stealth bots give trouble to Ming. And to talk about the modules, obviously they are unnecessarily powerful. And I guess if you're going for it, 3 antimatter on Ming is a way to go. I'll probably do a video where I do plated armor on Arthur, 3 plated armor on the Arthur, probably on the next video or so. But yeah, this game is nearly wrapped up. Just going for extra kill, extra damage here. And yeah, the last player was eliminated from this game. And let's move on to the other game. Oh, before that, let's check out the score here. And we have 5.8 million damage, 4 beacons, and 15 kills. Now, a lot of that is also healing as well. I was attacked by multiple Junes several times in the game and was killed by June at the end. And on to the next game, we're dropping into Canyon. So this is a little bit more suited for the Ming. I guess there are less covers. I guess there are more open areas, and I guess the mid-range is a little bit more effective in this map. And obviously I'm starting into my Hellburner because it usually helps me fill that Titan gauge really fast. And this part is obviously fast forwarded as well. Trying to defend this beacon here. The Phantom is doing exceptionally good job of keeping me occupied. Got 1 kill, but don't have much HP. This guy dropped in here. I die. And now I can drop into Titan, but I instead drop into my Spectre Corona because I would at least want 2 beacon to stay in my June. And we're trying pretty hard to stay in it. I drop into my June. I try to get this beacon, recklessly go into this beacon, and no one from the red spawned into this beacon, and I got this beacon. I would really play reckless in this spot because I really wanted to drop into the Ming here. Now I try to avoid this June. I got my phase shift. So phase shift was nerfed. It's only 3 seconds now. One thing I agree with the phase shift nerf, but I think with the nerf, I think the power cell cost should be lower now because it's not 5 seconds anymore. I mean, it would be nice to have lower power cells for the phase shift, and it takes up 40 cells. Now I'm in my Ming now, and it obviously does a whole lot of damage, and the splash damage is insane. I am melting Falcon really fast, and I'm sure that was like a T Falcon. Not sure if that was like MK2 maxed. So someone's getting the center, and I quite don't have the angle to attack this guy. But I'm staying around this area in case people spawn in on the right beacon, and there are not much cover. Even if they're in cover, my splash damage is usually enough to hurt enemies really bad. So that's the strength of this build with with 3 antimatter damage. But the fire rate on the weapon is slow, obviously, as soon as that invader jumped, I was missing most of my shots. So it's best to not fire early at jumping robots. I am kind of lucky to have teammates that are going aggressive for the beacon, because it's really tough to overtake a beacon without dying on the Ming here. Now we already have 2 beacons somewhere, and we're losing this beacon over here. But while enemies are trying to overtake this beacon, I am just killing off everything in sight, and because I have splash damage, even if this bulwark hides, I can really attack this bulwark near the center now. Focusing on the center, boom, he's gone. And another Ming came by, and I'm probably gonna chase after both of them, because I would like to show like an engagement between Mings, and it's nice to show that engagement because I have the antimatter modules, and it just I guess the video is just about the antimatter modules and to show the difference. Even though this guy was my counter build, once his ammo was out, the sustained damage was pretty low, and having 3 antimatter module, it's really out firepowering everything. So now on to Kid. I guess it melts Kid pretty good, and most kids out there are mainly low-leveled Kid. So antimatter, having 3 stacked onto this Ming build, so far 2 games are looking to be ended in elimination rather than beacon control, and that says a lot of things about this build. And obviously it is overpowering, and I think, yeah, obviously it needs to be toned down or be limited to like at least squad battles or something like that. I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know what I think. A lot of people will agree with me here. But yeah, another June without the last stand, but phase shift. Missed most of my shots, but phase shift is only 3 seconds now, and boom. Another godlike, I believe. And yeah, this game is wrapped up here. 4 beacons, no one's out there. And let's check out the score here. Gonna have to wait a little bit. And yeah, 4.7 million damage, and again, a lot of that has to be healing damage as well. 14 kills, 3 beacons, and I wasn't attacked as much, so I think I did more damage and less heal compared to the previous game. And I'm going for this left beacon with the Hellburner again to spawn into my Titan really fast. And this is on Rome. Unless you have multiple enemies going after your... Oh, that was a good explosion right in everyone. I think that does a lot of damage with the Hellburner. And yeah, as soon as I was able to drop into Titan, I dropped into Titan here. And I think it was okay because I have so much HP. Unless multiple June was chasing me down, I was going to stay around the center, and because from this part of the map there's a cover. I would use the Colosseum as the cover, and most enemies were reachable from this place. And if I was attacked like this, I normally would go down and kind of walk around the Colosseum using it as cover. And if people were rushing in the left, I would move towards left. If they spawn onto the right, I would move a little bit close to the right, and because of how the Colosseum is circular, you can move around it, and it's really easier to use it as cover, unless if they're attacking from the both sides. Normally during mid game, I guess going into mid game, normally once they lose a lot of bot to this Titan, a lot of people will spawn into their Aljun. A lot of people save their Aljun for this moment, which is smart thing to do, and multiple Aljun attacking this is good, but I think these guys actually mistimed their attack and maybe exposed themselves a little bit too early. I think having a good cover landing point is a good strategy before you go up in the air with your Aljun. And that Titan that I slayed, I'm pretty sure that that was the Arthur. It melted pretty quick, even though it wasn't like an low-leveled Arthur. It does have a lot of health, but this build has insane amount of firepower. And now engagement between these two Mings, and obviously I have the Antimatter, and it just shows huge difference. And plus, one of my teammate who was in Aljun was attacking that Ming as well, so that enemy's Ming went down really fast. At this point, I have about half HP left on this Ming, but that still means I have 372k of HP. Now, it seems like enemies are starting to mech, and it's only 4 minutes into the game. Either that or they left the game because they were frustrated because of splash damage. A lot of people do get frustrated because even though if they're in cover, they would be attacked because of the splash damage, and you would see more Aljuns going around. And this guy was smart enough to come for me, but it would have been easier, it would have been more efficient if more enemies attacked, more Aljuns in particular attacked me. So always save your Aljun for Titans. I think it's probably the best counter out there now. I think in this state of the game, if you're not really interested in making like a counter Titan of your Titan of your own in your hangar, I think it's best to even have up to 2 to 3 Titan counter builds that has a lot of firepower, and usually because a combination of firepower and stealth usually do best, so having maybe 2 Aljun won't hurt. Now I'm going for these two guys on the right here, and using the Colosseum as the cover, and I see an Arthur, so as soon as I see another Arthur or counter build or any interesting engagement, I would engage. And obviously, me being a counter to this Arthur, I can really just melt that Arthur, and I have 1 more seconds to go to flight. Reloaded, boom, this Arthur is gone. Finishing this, helping out on the left, another Titan. So as soon as more Titans come out, I know that enemies are nearly mech'd because most people tend to use Titans as their last pick, and I think it's better to use Titans when enemy Titans appear to counter really Titans. So that's my take on picking Titans at this point. And yeah, only 2 guys left. This game is again almost wrapped up here. Just chasing remainder enemies now. The peak engage is almost over, but the enemy team was nearly mech'd. So another game where enemy mech'd, and the score here is 5 million damage, 16 kills, 1 beacon. Now that was the final game, and if you guys liked my content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and if you liked the content, give it a thumbs up. I'll catch you guys on the next video.